Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Amashiach Yahweh. That's peace to God in Christ in Paleo Hebrew. Today we're going to get into the Hebrew Israelite Stewart family. All the Negroes with the surname Stewart in the Americas, the Caribbean islands, Europe, and all the Negroes that scatter abroad with the surname Stewart, like Africa and Canada. Before the narrative that y'all was slaves here in the Americas and the Caribbean islands, you guys was royalty in Europe. You guys was royalty and ruled England, Scotland, and Ireland. To remind y'all, England, Ireland, and Scotland was ruled by our last Negro king, King Charles and the Stuarts.
In the book, When Scotland Was Jewish, quote, "The Scottish royal Stuarts were equally dark and Semitic in appearance. Of Charles II's dusky appearance, his mother, Queen Henrietta Maria, had been half mortified, writing after her confinement that the child was so dark she was ashamed of him. He was quickly dubbed the Black Boy."
To remind y'all, the Negroes, the Hebrews, we ruled the Dark Ages for 1,000 years. That was prophecy fulfilled in Revelations 20:6. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death have no power, but they shall be priests of Yahweh and of Yahweh and shall reign with him 1,000 years. So from 500 AD to 1500 AD, we ruled with Christ as priests. And we created these surnames like Stewart and been logged in the family history by the Norman barons.
My question is, who were the Normans in 1066? On to the next slide, please. And here are the Normans. Have they never told you they were black? Look, I have 1,000 of these images. Lewis, Gaspard, Henri, Joseph, Maurice. These are the Normans.
Now that we verify that the Normans were black, let's verify the fact the Normans introduced the surname system. Did the Normans introduce surnames? Following the invasion and the subsequent occupation of the Normans in England in 1066, hereditary surnames were to be introduced by Norman barons. Since we verified that the Normans introduced our surnames and they were black, what else do a surname teach us the black man here in the Americas and the Caribbean islands? Where does a surname originate from? Does a surname mean anything? A last name, also known as a family name or surname, is typically passed down from one generation to the next. Surnames can provide insight into a person's ancestry, cultural background, or geographic origins. So your surname identify where your family originated from. In the 1500 AD and on, with the fall of the Eastern Byzantine Empire, which was ran by Negroes, Hebrews, and the rise of the Western Roman Empire, which was ran by Edomite Caucasians, and the assassination attempt on King James Stewart, Revelations 20:7 happened. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. So in the 1500 AD, the Western Roman Empire came out of his prison, and black nobility started to crumble in Europe. And Revelations 20:8 happened. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. So he deceived the nations, chiefly us. He made us believe our Christ was white, our saints was white, and the bearers of our surnames, our forefathers, was white. And to remind y'all, the Stewart family did not get caught in slavery in Africa. The Stewart family got caught in slavery in Europe as royals and nobles and became prisoners of war by Oliver Cromwell. Out of the book Jacobite Gleaning from State Manuscripts by J. Macbeth Forbes, at number 52, we find a John Stewart, 18, a laborer from Aberdeen, 5'3", and he's brown, well-made, and swarthy. And this is y'all history before slavery. The Stewart family from England, Ireland, and Scotland. The Negroes before slavery. The Stewart coat of arms creation. The Stewarts are numerous in Scotland, and the many branches of this clan have their own crests. Nearly all of them have somewhere in their arms what Sir Walter Scott calls the Stewart Chiquere, the ancient cognizance of the Stewart which appears on the seal of Allen, the second High Stewart of Scotland, appended to the charter of Melrose Abbey about 1190. The Chiquere represented the chessboard which of old the account of the king's office made use of in calculating their accounts, from which probably the esquire had its name, as the office was under the charge of the High Steward. Early origins of the Stewart family. The surname Stewart was first found in Scotland, where records of Stewart as a surname and not just an occupation began to be found from the 13th century. The ancestor of the famed Royal Stewart line of Scotland descend from a family Breton nobles named Flad. The name is therefore of Anglo-Norman extraction. The name arrived in Britain with Allen, a knight who settled in Oswestry in Stratford. Clan Stewart. The Clan Stewart can be traced back to Walter FitzAlan, whose family moved to Scotland when David I was crowned the King of Scotland. The family name Stewart is said to have been taken from Walter's title as High Stewart of Scotland, and the title along with extensive land became heraldry in the family. The Royal House of Stewart came about through marriage to Robert the Bruce's daughter as a family. The Stewart continuously held the Scottish throne and the English throne until Queen Anne's death in 1714. It has been claimed that the current royal family have some Stewart blood, solidifying this clan's royal status. Knock. 1343 to 1405, and third surviving son of King Robert II of Scotland, first Earl of Buchan since John Conry, 1382-1405. Judicer of Scotia for time, John Stewart, Earl of Mar, 1479-1503, the youngest son of James III of Scotland and Margaret of Denmark. Alexander Stewart, the second Earl of Buchan, died 1504, the only son of James Stewart, the first of Earl of Buchan. James Stewart, Duke of Ross, 1476-1504, son of King James III of Scotland and Margaret of Denmark, and the list continues. So the Stewart family, your history was not erased. It was whitewashed, then stolen. To remind y'all got family in the Americas, the Caribbean islands, Europe. Y'all scattered abroad. It's about time y'all come back and remember that y'all are Hebrew Israelites. One royal family that deserved the throne. Once y'all do that, y'all come back to the Amashiach Yahawashah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Keep the commandments and get your blessing. This is the house of Saint Nicholas and the Nicholas family. Shalom.